Hey everybody, welcome to the Writers Not Writing Show. I'm your host, writer, and award-winning podcaster Brian Dunn, and this is the show that seeks to answer the question, why am I not writing as much as I should be? And recently, the answer to that has been because of the crazy goddamn global climate that we have going on. Just the nuttiness from the White House and then North Korea. You've got the Iran nuclear treaty, ISIS running amok in Syria, all the hurricanes happening. It's almost too much for a person to bear. So what I'm going to do is today, I'm outside in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to attempt to do a little humanitarian effort, and I'm going to give away the funniest novel that has ever been written. Yes, it's A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole, because right now in these troubled times, don't people need a laugh more than anything? Let's find out. Okay, everybody, here's the plan. I have purchased 12, an even dozen, brand new copies of this wonderful, wonderful novel. It's the classic cover where it's got the parrot on top of Ignatius. He's the protagonist. This is the one that personally I have as well. It is well worn and loved in my library. Started out with 12. We're going to see how many we can get down to by the end of today. Hey everybody, I'm here with Doug. Doug, where are you from?
Actually originally from Seattle, Washington, now living down here in Glendale.
Okay, originally Seattle, and now you're living here. All right, excellent. And are you feeling like I am? Like things are kind of crazy in the world, and like there's this kind of cloud hanging over us?
Completely knucking futs.
Completely knucking futs. All right, I don't think we have to bleep that then, since you phrase it like that. So are you familiar? I would like to, as a public service, like I said, I would like to give away copies of this book because I find it hilarious and I think others can benefit. Do you know about this book?
I have heard of this book. Confederacy of Dunces is a very great book by John Toole.
Yep.
He actually was a very tragic story about how he had actually died, and then I believe it was his mother who found the book and then had it published after it posthumously after he had died. So very interesting story. I've read it. It is a great book. Every American should read it because it actually gives you a great commentary on America and how you really need to understand the mental mind of how people work in the United States.
Wow. He knows about the book. He knows about the author backstory. And you're right, it was his mother who discovered the transcript after her son had died. He committed suicide, unfortunately. Tragically, yes.
A big problem in America and not being helped by the current situation, but we'll
yes. Let's avoid that. But yeah, so you've actually read this then. Is this in your library at home? Do you have a copy?
I no longer have a copy of that book. I had a paperback years ago and no longer had it. So
you had one, but now it's
correct.
You've probably given it to a friend or
somewhere. I had it when I was in my teens, and somewhere in the world it disappeared, probably to a friend as I loaned it out. Yes.
I've had that problem as well, where something is just given away, and suddenly it's out of your orbit. But you know what I'm going to do today for you, Doug? There you go.
Thank you very much. I totally appreciate that. It is a wonderful book. Everybody, please read it.
He is absolutely right. This is Doug, originally from Seattle, now in Glendale, and he is walking away with a copy of A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we have a couple people who sounded like they were interested, but they wanted to drink first before they chatted with us. The one guy wanted a pint of Guinness. He claimed he would be more interesting that way. I doubt it. Everybody thinks they're more interesting. I'm going to be the life of the party. No, you're probably going to be kind of an asshole. Hey, everybody. I am here with Lewis. It's Lewis, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Lewis, what do you do?
I am a manager for a cell phone repair technician.
Okay, a manager of
cell phone repair shop. We do electronic repairs.
Of a cell phone repair shop. Okay. How many phones have you repaired today?
About 5 or so. A little bit more than 5.
A little bit more. Is that a good Saturday in the business?
I would say so.
You would?
Yeah. That means we stay pretty busy.
Okay, excellent. So what I'm doing here today, on behalf of the Writers Not Writing Show, I kind of feel like in this crazy environment that we have going politically and economically and just everything that's happening in the world, I figure that people need to laugh. Would you agree?
I agree. Well, people need to laugh all the time.
People need to laugh all the time, but especially when times are bad, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so what I want to do for you, this is the funniest novel ever written, A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole. I want to give you a copy of this. Do you think you'll read this if I give it to you?
Yeah.
You think so?
If I don't read it, my wife definitely will.
Oh, so your wife, is she kind of the reader in the family?
Well, we were both the readers, but she reads more than I do, that's for sure.
Okay, she does. So do you know anything about this novel?
I do not.
You do not. Okay, so let me tell you the story. So this was written by John Kennedy Toole, and it never got published in his lifetime. It was only after he was dead. He committed suicide. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, he committed suicide, unfortunately, and his mother discovered the manuscript for it. He had been back and forth with an editor in one of the big publishing houses, but it never got published, and she took it, and she got it published on his behalf.
Cool.
Yeah, do you think that's pretty cool?
I do believe it is cool.
And you know what prize it won after it got published?
What prize?
The Pulitzer Prize.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. Look, it's right on the cover. Look. Winner of the...
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool, man.
All right, well, cool. So yeah, I've read it. I love it. I'm a writer myself, and the first time I read this, it was like an epiphany for me. Do you do any writing yourself? Are you a writer or just a reader?
Just a reader.
That's okay. You can, yeah, you can be just a reader. All right. Well, do me a favor. Go ahead and read that, and I guarantee you, it is packed with laughs, man.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah. Okay. If you don't, I bet you're gonna laugh at the first page, actually, but that's the forward. But when you do get to the first page, I bet there's gonna be some chuckles in there for you.
I'm sure.
It's set in New Orleans. Have you ever been to New Orleans?
Just drive by.
Drive by?
Just driven by New Orleans. Yeah.
But you haven't stopped.
I have not stopped. I've wanted to. It's not that I've never really wanted to stop. It's just that it's just every time I've driven right through it, it's just to go to another state. So I never really just stopped through it. And,
I can't believe you've driven by and like not once just pulled over and just.
Yeah, that's the same thing I tell myself too. It's been a kind of a rush type of thing. You know, I've always been rushing out, so don't really have time to stop by like I want to and explore. But I've seen a lot of pictures. I have a lot of friends who actually stop by New Orleans, and they tell me that it's a pretty nice place.
Yeah, I would imagine so. So don't be in such a rush, Lewis. Next time, just kind of take it slow and stop and see what's the
promises, man. If I don't rush, I don't get paid. If I don't get paid, I don't eat. You gotta eat.
You gotta eat. Well, that's for sure. Wait, what was that you just did?
You gotta eat, man.
Yeah, it looks like you're not skipping too many meals.
I don't skip many meals, no.
So you must hustle pretty hard then.
I do.
Okay. All right, good. All right, well, Lewis, enjoy. Thank you so much, and I hope it puts you in a great mood.
I appreciate it, man. You guys have a great one.
All right, you too. Thanks.
All right.
All right, quick status update. We started with 12 copies, an even dozen of Confederacy of Dunces. We've given away 2. We're down to 10. We're going to look for some more people. Yeah, this is beautiful. Hey, did I tell you that I met someone yesterday who had actually read my McSweeney's Internet Tendency pieces? And when I said, hey, I'm Brian, I'm Heather's husband, she said, I've read all of your McSweeney's Internet Tendency pieces. I love them all. And I said, are you kidding me? She said, no. She said, I especially love the Buddhism one. I was like, oh my God, that's so great. And so I took a picture with her, and I posted it to Twitter, and it's like my first official ever fan pic. It was awesome. Nobody's ever said that to me. Like, hey, I've read your stuff ahead of you telling me to read it. And I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I mean? Hey, everybody. I'm here with CJ. Is it CJ?
CJ.
Okay, I thought it was CJ. I'm here with CJ, and I'm going to attempt to entice him with a copy of a Confederacy of Dunces. This is what's going on, CJ. I think with all the trouble in the world right now and all the craziness going on, well, first of all, do you agree that there's trouble in the world?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, you do? Okay, we've got, craziness here, craziness abroad. Are you feeling like the world needs a laugh a little bit?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Well, what I am doing is giving away copies of Confederacy of Dunces, which I consider to be the funniest novel of all time.
Absolutely.
Are you're familiar with it?
I have. Yep. I've read about half of it. I haven't gotten all the way through it yet.
Oh, you've read half of it.
I've read half the book. Yep, but I do have it. So.
What stopped you from reading the second half? Just out of curiosity.
Laziness.
Oh, laziness.
Just didn't finish it.
So not unlike Ignatius Riley himself?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's that's fantastic. All right, I'm gonna give this to you.
Awesome.
So so take that. You are welcome. And you found it funny, I assume, the parts.
Absolutely. You did. Yeah. It was. This was actually recommended to me by a good friend of mine, it was one of like 10 books on her bucket list that she recommended that I read.
Okay.
So I started reading it, and then just life got in the way, like it normally does, and I stopped reading it. But
does she know that you haven't read it? Did you lie to her and say, "Oh, I finished it. I loved it"?
She never asked, but if she sees this video, I'm probably toast. So.
Well, I hope she sees the video just because we need the viewers. But Well, that's fantastic. So, could you identify at all with the character Ignatius Riley?
Yeah, well, either fortunately or unfortunately, I can, depending on how you want to.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a little Ignatius in all of us. Would you agree with that?
I do.
You do. Okay. And did you get to the Levy Pants debacle and the whole Moorish Crusade for Dignity? Was that part of the first half?
I don't think so. If it
Oh.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, I hope this gives you some laughs. I hope that. Do you still have the copy that you've only read half of?
I do, but I can give that to my wife.
Yeah. Is that your lovely wife over here?
Yes, she's trying to escape. Yep.
She's trying to escape. Okay. Would you like this copy then? How about a his and hers copy? I'm going to give this. I'm sorry. Your name is
Lori.
Lori. Hi, Lori.
TJ.
It's very nice to meet you. I'm Brian, and I will give this to you. Is it the same cover?
It is. It's the exact same book.
Exact same book. Fantastic. Well, okay. You two, do me a favor. Promise that you will read it and you'll laugh together.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is that a promise?
I promise.
All right. Success. We've given away another one. All right. So thank you. It was Laura?
Lori.
Lori. Thank you. Sorry about that. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, CJ. And you guys enjoy. Let's see. What do we have here? Calvex brand carbolic ointment. Your first aid. That sounds pretty good. I have some things I could rub that on. Venos lightning cough cure for coughs, colds, flu, bronchitis, asthma, and children's coughs. I don't know. I would keep the kiddies away from that if it were me. Yeah, it looks like the juice place on the corner is doing some nice business. Let's see. Young lady's approaching. Maybe we'll be able to get her to be on the show. Hey, come on. We're giving away books. No, she doesn't want to do that. Okay. It's surprising. Why don't people books? Well, that's what they do on Friday and Saturday nights. Is they read they sit home and read, and like reading parties, like a whole gaggle of young ladies, and they're like, hey, let's all read tonight. So that's weird. We have enough copies. We could supply the sorority house with copies of.
Sure, they already have.
But they already have it. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe their reading list is full. That's probably it. That's the voice of.
Be a little pedestrian for them.
You think it would be a little gauche, a Confederacy of Dunces? You'd be like, oh no, we've advanced beyond that. We're reading A Handmaid's Tale. Why are you trotting out the funny shit? We're reading the serious stuff. Hey everybody, I am with fellow writer Richard here. Hey Richard, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing real well, thanks. Thanks for doing the show.
You're very welcome.
Awesome. Okay, so as a writer, I am guessing you are familiar with A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole?
Unfortunately, I can't say that I am.
Hey, that's all right. You're in for a treat.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, because this novel is the funniest novel ever written, in my opinion, and many others.
You must have wrote it.
I wish. I wish I had the ability to pull off something like this, but I really don't, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're a writer. What kind of things do you write?
Fiction.
You write fiction, okay. Are you doing short stories? Do you have a novel in you?
Short stories.
Oh, very nice.
And writing is a great pastime.
Yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? Well, let me give you, if you don't know about this novel, let me tell you a little bit about it. It's based in New Orleans. Have you ever been to New Orleans?
Love New Orleans. One of my favorite cities.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What kind of things do you do there?
Eat.
Eat. It's good for it's good for food, isn't it?
Absolutely is.
Yeah. What about jazz? You like jazz?
Absolutely, I do. Yeah.
Jesus, I love jazz.
My last name there's a parish named after my last name, so it's actually kind of interesting.
Is there really?
Yeah. My
What
last name is Kenner.
is Kenner? And it's the Kenner Parish?
Parish of Kenner, Louisiana.
Kenner, Louisiana.
How about that?
That is fantastic. All right, well, this thing is set in New Orleans. People call it the quintessential novel based in New Orleans. There is actually, so the protagonist here, Ignatius Riley.
Okay.
Okay, there is a statue of him in New Orleans.
Ignatius. I'll have to go
Ignatius Riley, yes. And so the author of this, John Kennedy Toole, have you ever heard the name?
Never.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he didn't do a whole lot. He wrote this book, and he also has another one that he wrote when he was about 16 or so that was published posthumously. This was published posthumously as well. It's kind of a sad story. Are you okay to hear it?
I thought I need something funny. Is it going to make me laugh?
Well, the outcome is heartwarming.
Okay.
Okay, he's game. So what happened was John Kennedy Toole was working on A Confederacy of Dunces, going back and forth with his New York City editor who worked for a big publishing house. You know how it goes.
Okay.
Okay. And was kept being told, you need to change a little bit, and then it'll be ready, and then you change a little bit more, it'll be ready, and then finally he kind of got the notion that it was never going to be published, which, as a writer, I mean, that's,
Strung him on.
Yes, absolutely. And so he fell into a state of despair, and he took his life.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's really sad. But here's the good part. His mom was going through the items that he had left behind, discovered the manuscript, gave it to a person that she knew. I think it was somebody who was, I should know this. Hold on just a second. It is
You should know.
Walker Percy.
Walker Percy.
Walker Percy, and I should have known that. Walker Percy. And he was afraid when he was approached by this woman. He thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to tell this woman that her son is not the genius writer that she thinks he is. Yeah, and he felt bad, and then he started reading it and was blown away. How cool is that?
That's great.
Yeah, it's great. And so then he got it fast-tracked.
Turn it around.
Totally turns it around, and then it was published. It won the Pulitzer Prize. It says so right there on the cover. And let me tell you, this thing is a laugh riot, and I believe that in these troubled times, we need laughs. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree.
Okay, excellent. So do me a favor, take this thing. I promise that you will laugh on the first page, and then as a writer, you will really appreciate this guy's writing.
I can't wait.
Awesome.
forward to that.
Okay, I'm going to give this to you.
Thank you.
There you go. Richard, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Okay. Hey, and good luck with all the writing, okay?
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Richard, everybody. All right. All right, everybody. Quick status update. We have given away 4 copies, count them, 4, of Confederacy of Dunces, the funniest novel ever written. And I think we're doing our part to spread a little laughter and make things a little more tolerable these days. So looking to give away a few more before we get out of here. Let's see what happens. We had a lady just walk into the Rubios. She looked very hungry, so didn't want to get in the way of that. Hey, everybody. I'm here with Colin. It's Colin, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, excellent. And I'm going to give a copy of A Confederacy of Dunces, the funniest novel ever written, to Colin. Are you interested, Colin?
It depends on the price, though.
I'm just going to give it.
There's give, and then there's a free copy of.
I'm gonna give you this, and no strings attached.
Okay, perfect.
Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
Okay, wonderful. So, do you know why I'm giving this to you?
Because I'm charming and a debonair, good looking, man about town. What else?
Well, what else is there?
Well, not much.
Well, if you you are all of those things, I will agree.
Yeah, I'm glad you agree.
Yeah. Very, very disarming and quite tall.
I know, that's right.
How tall?
6'3".
6'3". I would love to be 6'3".
Well, one day. Have a good life, eat well.
Eat well.
Get there.
So I detect a little bit of an accent. Am I just imagining that?
No,
No.
there is an accent.
Well, there is. Well, whereabouts are you from?
I was born in Birmingham, England, the Venice of the North, and I lived there for 21 years, and I then moved to Australia, lived in Sydney, and I've been in Boulder, Colorado for the last 20 years. So
Have you really? So what are you doing here in Phoenix?
I'm a retired man. I'm out with my girlfriend here.
Oh, your lovely girlfriend right here. Okay.
Yeah. So just living large.
Living large, as they say.
Yeah. So.
Wonderful. Okay. So well, that's quite the backstory you have. Do you know the backstory of this novel by chance?
I know you're going to give me a copy.
Yeah, well, that's true. Let me tell you a little bit about it, all right? Okay. This is written by John Kennedy Toole. It is a Pulitzer Prize-winning novel.
Okay.
Okay, and in my opinion, it is the funniest novel ever written in all the world, in all time. What do you think of that?
That's fantastic. It's not you, is it? You're not John Toole.
Oh God, no. No. I only wish I could write a novel like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So, no, unfortunately, John Kennedy Toole is dead. Did you know that?
No.
Okay.
Very sad. How long?
It's for quite a while. He died at his own hand.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. The novel was actually published posthumously.
Well, it was what happens when you're dead.
That is what happens. Would you like to host the show, Colin?
No.
Should we trade places?
I only come in short bursts.
Here you go.
Yeah.
All right. This is the Writers Not Writing show hosted by Colin.
Yeah, that's perfect. Anyway.
Does that work?
Yeah. Okay. So do you always stand on? You like got a system? You stand on the right, So
Yeah, well, see, I've got.
is that your good side?
I was gonna say I've got a good side and a bad side. So, so this is based in New Orleans. You ever been?
No, never.
So,
I want to go though.
You want to go? So a man who's traveled as much as you have, never been to New Orleans.
Correct, and it's a opportunity I'm missing.
It is, isn't it? Do you like food?
I love food.
It has wonderful food.
Yeah, well, perfect. I like good food.
Okay, excellent. Do you like jazz?
I kind of like jazz. I'm not, I wouldn't say that I enjoy it.
You enjoy it, but you don't.
You can enjoy stuff without, there's the like words, there's different graduations of like.
There are.
There's from, just down here, I kind of like it. Okay. Or I like it, I like it.
Right, and so you're somewhere in the middle with jazz?
Yeah, that's be better.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, fair enough. Well,
So where are you from?
I'm originally from Ohio,
Yeah.
but I grew up in Prescott in northern Arizona.
Yeah, I detect a bit of an accent.
Oh, did you now? Oh, this Colin guy, I tell ya. Yeah, that's my Midwestern accent coming through. Is that what you detect, Colin?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Very astute, this man. So yes, it's based in New Orleans. That is the protagonist, Ignatius J. Riley. Look at that. Does that look like anybody you've ever met in your life, Colin?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh my God, does it? Are you willing to name names?
Yeah, well, it looks like Super Mario Brothers with a kind of like a duck on his head or something.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, that's supposed to be a parrot.
Okay, perfect.
And the parrot figures prominently in the novel. Were you aware of that?
Well, I am now. Spoiler alert.
So do me a favor. You have that copy. It's yours. It's free for the taking, and all you have to do is just go ahead and do me a favor and give it a read, because I believe. Will you do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And do you have a website or whatever, you guys?
I will absolutely give you all the information after this is over.
Do you want to, so I could publish a comment?
Yes, you will be able to comment on your segment. How does that sound?
Okay, I don't know about that, but I mean comment on the book, how good the book was. So
You can
wouldn't you want a review of your book? Aren't you guys into new media? I can see you are, but...
We are absolutely the new media. Look at us here, right?
Yeah, perfect. Anyway.
Okay, wonderful. So just give that a read and enjoy it. And this is Colin, everybody. Thank you so much.
And thanks very much. Hello to my fans out there. I'm off.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Status update. We're finished with our day. We spent a beautiful afternoon out here in sunny Phoenix, Arizona, trying to give away copies of Confederacy of Dunces. And to my surprise, it was a lot easier to give away copies of the funniest novel of all time than I thought. Still, we didn't always have success. Some people didn't want anything to do with the most hilarious writing that's ever been published. And that's okay, because, we live in these kind of crazy times, and we all have our ways of coping. For some people, it's going to be reading a Confederacy of Dunces, and for other people, I don't know, they're going to find their own way. I kind of wonder what other people are doing. They must be doing something. I don't know. We'll have to ponder that. So thanks for tuning into this episode of the Writer's Not Writing Show. I'm Brian Dunn. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you later.